Welcome back to the Out of Bounds Podcast. I'm Gavin Williams alongside
Charlie Calieri.
And today we are right in the heat of free agency in football, NFL, obviously. Charlie, initial reactions? I know you guys have been a little busy.
Not as busy as maybe I would like. But we have added some pieces in some spots where we've needed some guys. We will touch on all of those moves coming up. I'm pretty sure on that list that you have, though, it does not include trades. So I will just talk about quickly the addition of DJ Moore, who is going to be on the Bills now. I'm excited for DJ Moore. I know you maybe are not.
Oh, I am.
A fan. You weren't.
I thanked my brother.
Oh.
I went up to him. I said, thank you.
I thought because he was a Bear. I thought maybe.
No. I said, thank you for one, getting him out of the division. Okay, I have to be very honest about DJ Moore. He's okay. But
I think he's better than okay.
Well, I think on the Bears offense, he was okay, just because he didn't really fit that team well. But this is my thing. Every single time he played the Packers, though, he was the best receiver in the whole league. So I said, thank you for getting him out. Enjoy him. He's going to be great. I mean, Josh targets him 6 times a game. He'll be a great wide receiver.
I will say this. All I've seen is positive things about him coming in mostly. But I think what's really exciting about him is, he does work in the offense. He can, he's a bubble screen kind of guy. He can catch it. But he can also go downfield. And I think something that's really good about him is he's played well and he's overachieved with underwhelming QB play.
Oh, 100%.
So I think that's something that gets me excited about him, is knowing that, last year was his worst year of his career in the best year of the Bears offense. But I don't think that was a coincidence, because I think it's because he was such a big focal point of the offense from the years before, that last year he was maybe just as good. Maybe his stats weren't just there. So I didn't watch every Bears game. Yeah, because Odunze was in there.
I looked up.
They had some additional pieces that they brought in. So no question that he was going to be not targeted as much.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. I think he's going to get a lot of touches. I think him and Shakir are going to be a great duo. Hopefully Keon can bounce back as well. I think our offense is shaping up pretty well after that trade, and we didn't give up too much either. So can't complain. Give up a 2nd-round pick, but I mean I've been wanting to trade picks anyway, so I don't really care.
Finally got a receiver.
I love what the Rams are doing.
Yeah, I do too.
With the trade that they just got which I'll just talk about now, with McDuffie from the Chiefs going to the Rams and eventually signing an extension with the Rams
4
to
years.
stay out and home. I'm pretty sure he's from out that way, so good for him. Going to his hometown team, being close to his family, and the Rams just get a stud, one of the best corners in the league.
Not the best, though.
One of the best.
No, I know. But now he's paid as the best.
Yes.
Which that's where I think.
I don't think it's that crazy, because I think
it's
within
a
the time
stretch
of his contract, I think at one point or another within that point of that contract, he will be seen as the best cornerback in the league. So I think it's good value where he's at, and I think that for a team that coming off, because think about them, they're thinking, hey, we got to stop JSN twice a year. That's the guy that's going to be matched up against him. Got to stop Marv twice a year. When Marv gets going when
whoever
maybe
future
they get
quarterback
it's going to be Brissett and Pickett. I think that's what they're rolling, or not Kenny Pickett. Somebody else. That's besides the point. But we'll get into the signings now. Those are 2 trades that have been happening. I'm sure there's other ones that I'm blanking on right now, and some rumors of trades that have been happening, including Brian Thomas not getting traded, presumably from the Jags. As of right now, you never know what offer is going to come over the table. But Gavin has up a list of all of the, or most of the free agent signings up to this point, and they're ranked, you said?
This guy had a top 100. This guy had top 100, and he just ranked them by himself. So we're going to base it off his ranking, so there's not going to be the deep cuts
don't blame us.
No, we're just not going to have deep cuts like some other parts of, I don't know, the NFL. We're just not going to have those guys. But we will have the biggest names, which honestly I think are the most important to cover right now. First up, we're going to start off with Tyler Algier going to the Arizona Cardinals, coming from the Falcons. What do you think of this one?
I think for most of these it's going to be kind of quick. We won't have anything, but maybe for these skill position guys, maybe we'll talk about it a little bit. I think it's a good move for him. I don't think maybe he necessarily wanted to leave Atlanta, but now getting a starting spot, presumably, or at least a share of a starting spot in Arizona is going to be a good role for him. And, he was never going to get the touches in Atlanta with Bijan there. No. So good young career move for Algier. And I think it's a good move for the Cardinals as well. I don't think it can hurt them at all, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Next one up, we have one of my favorite Patriots from this past year, Tonga, going to the Chiefs. I think that's really big for the Chiefs.
Sneaky move for the Chiefs.
He was a big time contributor to that Patriots team. I think that's a good fit for the Chiefs.
Good run stopper. He's going to fit well there.
Absolutely. Next, we have I think one of the most slept on signings from a team that's honestly making a very slept on run. Reed Blankenship to the Houston Texans. I like what the Texans are doing. I like that fit with the team. That's a great signing for the Texans, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's got experience. I mean, that's always something that you want and you prefer on your team. And I think this Houston team is ready to take that next step. I think they've been there. I mean, they've been in the divisional round a divisional caliber round team for how many years now? In 2 down years of CJ Stroud, with some injuries mixed in there. Maybe next year's going to be a year where he really bounces back. We saw some flashes later in the later parts of last season, so maybe he continues that, and maybe defensively, maybe Blankenship goes in there and really is a spark plug for them. I think that's a pretty good move.
I think so too
for both sides.
100%. Next one up, we have Quincy Williams going to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
it's a good signing. I think they're just helping out that defense that is good, and they're just going to make it.
That, yeah,
Quincy
Myles
Williams,
Garrett,
he was an All-Pro in like 2023 or something like that, and it's going to help him out.
It's going to help him. If you're when in doubt with your career, I think Quincy Williams, it's a good move for him.
Yeah,
go next to Myles Garrett. He's going to make you look better.
True. This is true. Next up, since we do have a couple of Steelers leaving, we have to have somebody coming in.
Oh yeah,
Rico Dowdle going to the Steelers. I like this one for him a lot.
It's a sneaky move. I mean, they lost kind of Gainwell. We will talk about that in probably just a few ranks if I had to guess,
yeah.
But Rico Dowdle, I'm surprised he's not higher on this list. I guess it's a loose ranking.
It's a very loose ranking.
But I like this move for the Steelers. I think a lot of the moves that they make have been pretty good.
I think they've been doing great.
The holes in their team that have been there for the last few years, and I think they're finally filling them. And I think Dowdle's ready to also, I think it's the year of taking the next step. I think he's going to take that next step with the Steelers into the next part of his career. And now on his third team, it's a big adjustment. So can he make that adjustment well? I think he can. Rico Dowdle's going to be a sneaky fantasy player next year.
I do too. I think he'll be one of those guys that are
RB2s. Once again, another sneaky guy.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Next one up, we had Braxton Jones re-signing with the Bears. Good O-tackle for them, helping them out on the line. The next one up, because it's got to be brought up at some point, we got Tua signing with the Atlanta Falcons to maybe be a backup,
and
maybe compete for a starting job.
This was kind of shocking how quickly this all happened. I mean, he got released, and I think he was a Falcon by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Doesn't usually happen that way, especially for a guy who was the franchise QB for a team. Obviously, Tua had his foot out the door, and the Dolphins had Tua push it out the door for the last part of maybe the last 2 years.
Probably, yeah.
But regardless, I think it's a good move for him. Get away. I like that the Falcons are going all in with the lefty system.
I mean, they're going all in.
You might as well give all of your wide receivers the same look at who's throwing you the ball.
Same reps.
I wouldn't mind if they find a lefty third string as well. I mean, you might as well, man.
Why not?
But bringing in a guy like Tua, which honestly is pretty similar to Michael Penix in their college careers. But Tua just had more hype, I think.
Yeah, he did.
But
national champion.
I think they're pretty similar in their like hype around when they were coming out. I think that's going to be able to help Penix and maybe help him for the future. I don't know, but that's an interesting move for the Falcons. Just bolstering that team.
And then if it doesn't work out for Penix, like if he gets another injury, you have someone like Tua,
who's probably going to get injured too. But I mean,
probably,
at least he'll be in for a few plays. Yeah.
We'll have a good little touchdown.
Yeah.
Next guy up, we have David Onyemata. I don't know how to say his last name. Pardon me, David. I'm sorry. David
Onyemata?
Onyemata, yeah. That always trips me up, Onyemata. He signed with the New York Jets. I don't see... it's a 1-year deal.
Wasn't he already a New York Jet, or no?
It looks like by the picture he was a Raider.
Oh.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
All right.
We'll move on to the next guy.
Who's next?
Marcus Mariota staying with the Commanders.
I like that. Good move for them. Keeping a veteran around.
And keeping the locker room consistent, keeping the QB room consistent. Because and we saw a lot last year. Daniels went down. You needed a guy. They think that he still is the guy.
Well, hopefully
for the back.
They're banking on Daniels just being there this year.
Well, yeah, but God forbid.
God forbid.
You got a guy who knows the system, knows the playbook, all that. Now we have one of my departures coming up here. Kingsley Enagbare going to the New York Jets. I think this is a fantastic signing for the New York Jets. He was one of the most underrated Packers on the entire roster last year. He's a stud, and I think he's going to be a great fit on this Jets team, who've also been very active in this free agency period.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers have been losing a lot of guys, gaining a lot of guys. I'm sure we'll see a few more coming up on this list.
Not really gaining, but we're losing.
But
I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't really have much to say about him, so.
Yeah, Kingsley's my guy. Next one up, we saw a big trade last year for this guy. He gets up and he moves away, which I don't know how we feel about it. I think this is a good one that we can talk about. Greg Newsome going to the Giants.
Yeah,
He just got traded last year from the Browns to the Jags.
Mid-season.
I thought he looked good. I thought he fit the team well, and I thought they could probably sign him to a 1 or 2 year deal, because I think that they're coming for the South every year now. Like they're not a one and done in my opinion.
I know, but I once again I think some of these guys, that's just a situation where it's just a rental.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Maybe he tried to work something out in Jacksonville, just didn't work. Maybe he just didn't like it there. I don't know. He didn't choose to go play there. He got traded there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't really know too much about the Giants defense, but I'm pretty sure that they need some help with corner. So I don't think I don't think it could hurt bringing him in, and I think it's a good fit. I think that he wants, once again, I think he wants a bigger role. So I think the Giants are able to give him that. I see a lot of teams evening the playing field. That's what it's seeming like. It's seeming like a lot of good team players are going to some worse teams. That's what it seems like. I don't know.
I don't mind that.
What it seems like at the start of this whole process right now.
And also, I just want to point out for the Giants, it's a steal for only $8 million.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a great deal.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And next one up, we're going Jalen Thompson, going to the Cowboys from the Cardinals. He got a bag. He got 3 years, $36 million deal for the safety. He's 28 right now. I think that's good. I think the Cowboys are going to try to keep figuring out pieces to plug in on defense, especially with safety. I mean, they got edge and Rashawn Gary in a trade. Thank you for the 4th round pick, Jerry. Appreciate you, man. Because we were going to release him, so I'm glad we got something. But Jalen Thompson, that's a deal for them. What do you think? Nothing crazy?
No, I don't know.
This one I'm kind of mad about coming up. Devin Bush going to the Bears.
My guy.
I was really mad about that one, just because he's good. And I hate when great players go to my least favorite team, and that just sucks. But it's a good bag for him, though.
I really think this is an underrated move, because I think this is only going to help the Bears defense. He's going in essentially taking Tremaine Edmonds' role.
Yeah.
So 2 of my guys, actually, which is really funny. Devin Bush from Michigan, one of my first favorite Michigan players. I love Devin Bush. I think that's a great move for him and for the Bears. Going back to the Midwest, I think that's a good move for him for his career. I think maybe quote ring chasing, if that's really what he's viewing this as.
Maybe.
How many years was it?
He's a 3 year deal for $30 million.
I mean, that's basically the rest of his career, maybe, or at least the prime of his career. Maybe.
He's 28 right now.
If he's even still in his prime, so I think it's a good move for him going to the Bears.
Yeah. Next up, we have Jalen Naylor going to the Raiders. I like this move, especially for the Raiders. They've been very busy. I think they've been the most active. And the thing with Naylor, you're behind Jay Jettas and Jordan Addison. Maybe this is the time where you just take a step back and just go be yourself. Maybe you be a real number 2 instead of like a number 3, especially with Mendoza coming.
He still thrived in that role.
He did.
Even last year when the QBs when they were playing Max Brosmer for a few of the games, I mean, he was still a consistent target on that offense. Maybe they weren't throwing to him as much as they should have. Maybe they weren't utilizing him down the field as much because of the other receivers they had.
Yeah.
But I think that the Raiders, maybe with Mendoza coming in, presumably, they're going to have a QB that can stretch it down the field for sure, who's going to give it to multiple receivers. So having a guy that's going to have some sure hands, who's played in that kind of system before, it's going to help. And I think that's a good move for both sides, honestly.
I do too. I think another thing with Naylor that he brings, it's separation, kind of like you were mentioning. And I talked about this a couple days ago. I don't remember who I was talking about it with, but on paper, I'm not saying anything, and we're taking away the O-line. Don't look at the O-line right now. The Raiders got some pieces on offense. I'm taking away the O-line. But, I mean, if you already have a big three of Mendoza, Genty, and Bowers, just keep building around them. I'm not, like I said, O-line's the biggest part.
I agree with you. I think that they're building.
But they're building, yeah.
They're building
that's what I'm
something
saying.
great. And I think that next year is not the year for them. I think it's the year after.
I do too. Year 3 of Mendoza.
And I think that's where the window is going to be really short, though. So it's
Okay.
going to be tough because you got to think, by the time that Mendoza's in his second year, that's going to be Brock Bowers' contract year.
Ooh,
so they're going to have to start signing Brock Bowers in that year that they're presumably going to be fighting for a playoff spot or in the playoffs. Maybe the Broncos jump here, with Bo Nix type season.
Okay.
Is when maybe not the one season. Type of season if Mendoza is good, barring that. So I don't know, maybe something like that, and then Genty would be next, and then it would eventually get to Mendoza. So if they can keep that rolling and keep some of those guys, it could be scary, but at the same time they could run into some real issues real quick.
Oh yeah.
If it doesn't work out in the first 1 to 2 years. So
yeah,
I don't know, but I think the Raiders are definitely building something as well as the Browns. Maybe the Browns are lacking the QB. They think they have it. But I think they're in a very similar spot to both those teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we have Charlie Kohler, which
shout out to Charlie, one of the Charlies you got to always represent.
Yeah, I mean, I like the signing. Excuse me, I'm kind of going fast in my words. I like the signing. I think it's a little too much money. I mean, I'm looking at it right here.
He's going to the Chargers.
Chargers.
Right? Yep.
3-year, $24 million. And I'm not saying that's a crazy deal. But he was a third string tight end last year.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Chargers have always struggled with their tight end since Antonio Gates left.
I thought Gadsden was going to be that guy last year too.
Gadsden's been good, but I think he got hurt late in the year.
And then
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, nothing
They've
else.
had Will Dissly cycling in there. They've had some other guy. They've just been kind of placed in there.
Yeah.
I think they wanted some consistency. I'm sure they liked something in Kohler that we don't know about.
That's true.
I think there's a lot of underrated third tight ends in the league as well. Another guy, I don't know if he's going to be on this list, but big loss for the Bills is going to be Quentin Morris, who signed with the Jaguars. He was our third string tight end. So that's going to be a little shakeup.
And they needed a tight end help a lot.
Yeah, so that's going to be a little shakeup there. I don't know if he's on the list as well, but while we're talking about it, I want to give a shout out, maybe for the final time, a shout out to my guy Reggie Gilliam.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reggie Gilliam, for all you've done, for all you continue to do for the game of football. But wow, man, I really can't believe that. I think it's nothing but love, though. Between
for the people who don't know, he went to the Patriots.
He did go to the Patriots. It's just added to the list. As long as he doesn't do anything Matt Collins type, antics on the field, which I don't think he'll do. I think he just has some respect for Buffalo that maybe Mac didn't get because he was only here for a year. But I love Reggie. I'm going to be rooting for him 15 out of the 17 games out of the season. And then, thank you, Reggie.
Yeah. Next guy, we have Demario Davis going to the Jets for a 2-year deal. It's worth $22 million, but he's 37.
Yeah, it's an interesting deal, and it's definitely a Jets type of deal.
Yeah. Feels like it.
I don't mind it, but I mean, it's kind of just like whatever. It's kind of just like if he does good
for him.
It's Demario Davis. If he does bad, it's a 38-year-old that's not playing well. So it's kind of like
it's a win-win for him.
It's honestly not the worst move for the Jets, but it doesn't look great to sign a 37-year-old when you haven't made the playoffs in so long and you haven't been competitive.
Yeah.
But bringing in that type of guy, I think he's maybe the exception of it, where every year this dude is balling. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, but is he a Hall of Fame player?
He's up
is
there.
Is the longevity enough to maybe get him? I don't know. I haven't looked at the stats close enough, but
I haven't either. I mean, I think that's a great question. Yeah.
Maybe it's question of the day. I don't know.
So far, it is.
Maybe.
Next name up, we have Kenneth Gainwell going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think this is a great fit and a great offense that's ready to succeed that next year and finally be above 500. Because I know they're probably beating themselves up, and like they had a big loss on their offense, which we will talk about in a little bit.
Yep.
But I bet Baker's beating himself up that they weren't above 500 last year.
No, and I think that a lot of it was the injury to Bucky Irving. Middle of the season, they realized how thin they were at running back. I mean, I love Sean Tucker. I mean, that's one of your guys, but he can't really carry a load for a team. I mean, the Bills game, it was literally all Sean Tucker in that game, and he just broke a few runs. That was kind of it. Rashad White was a shell of himself of what he's been the last few years, so can't really rely on him. I like bringing in the resurging Kenny Gainwell from the last 2 years, being on both the Steelers and the Eagles, the two Pennsylvania teams the last 2 years. I like bringing him in, man.
I do too.
I think it's a good move for them, and I think that, once again, it can only help their team and help out the young Bucky Irving. Because Gainwell's been around for a little bit, too. So I think that can help them, too, and I think he'll fit in well with that team.
Yeah, I do, too. Going into
keeping that passing attack strong too. He's a good passing
and he's a good blocker too.
Yeah, good receiving running back.
Yeah. Next up, we have Joshua Jobe staying in Seattle for a 3-year deal. I think that's good. Retaining all the guys who made that Super Bowl special.
You got to try your best. I mean, some of the guys don't come back though. Yeah. We'll get to that.
Then we have Draymond Jones getting signed to the Pats for a 3-year. I think it's a little overpaid, $39.5 million deal. I'm not the biggest fan of that contract. I think it's a good signing, but I don't like the contract. You have anything to add on that? No?
Nothing but that.
Next up, we have Cordell Flott going to the Titans for a 3-year, $45 million deal. That was a key corner that they lost that Greg Newsome probably had to plug right in.
Yeah.
I think it's a little, I don't know. I mean, I just think the Titans are working. They're trying.
They've been definitely one of the more active teams as well as the Raiders and maybe the Giants up there.
Well, they all have the money.
But I don't know. It's just another move. You got to kind of see how the fit works.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those moves that I'm just intrigued more than curious, I guess.
Yeah. Next up, we have Joseph Osai going to the Jets from the Bengals.
Another good move bolstering that defense for the Jets.
I think that was definitely a great move.
I think that's their like move. Mm-hmm. Osai is an underrated player. He's been really good in the Bengals.
He is, yeah.
And the Bengals defense only gets
worse.
Only gets worse. They better only draft defense in this draft. I mean, they might as well. Like, I don't know why you don't. Yes, draft an O-line or whatever.
Yeah, but
to fill.
Yeah, but all the other
gaps. If you have
gaps.
7 picks in the draft, I don't know how many draft picks they have. Let's say they have 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to use it. 5 of those better be
defense. 5 of
defense.
those should be defense.
Yeah.
And you should be spreading it around too. You should at least have one
for each position group. Yeah.
Get a guy under contract.
Yeah, exactly. Next name up, Quay Walker, my guy. He's going to the Raiders, and he got paid $40.5 million for 3 years. I think this is a great signing for the Raiders. Again, the thing with Quay though, I think he truly matured as a football player. I saw him grow from a rookie to where he is now, and I'm gonna miss Quay because this past year was one of his best years yet, and his most mature year where he didn't get into fights all the time. I'm really proud of his growth of where he is. I hope he just keeps growing as a player, as an individual, and
Seems like he's going to fit in
I think
in the Raider Nation there.
So, shout out to Quay. Congrats on the bag. But hey, I mean, Zaire Franklin. I mean, because we're not going to bring him up because it's a trade. But
I think what the Raiders are doing is really smart here.
Yeah, I think they saw next up we have Dean.
I think they saw who?
Next up we have Nakobe Dean.
Where'd he go?
What?
Where'd he go?
Oh, to the Raiders.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay, I was letting you finish your...
Oh, no, sorry. I was just kind of adding in.
So, yeah, I really like what the Raiders are doing because I think they saw an opportunity as we have a real resetting point in our franchise's history right here. I think we need to take advantage of it. Yes, we love Max Crosby. We love what he's done. And yes, we did sign him last year, but that was last year before we knew we were going to have the number 1 pick and before we knew that Fernando Mendoza was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft too, before he knew as well.
100%.
So with that, I mean, I think they saw as let's trade Crosby before free agency and let's fill out this roster, make it stronger overall. So when we get into that second year of Mendoza and we still have the money, we can go out and we can get some real pieces when we already have this roster kind of filled out. So I think this year's just the groundwork.
I think so too.
Really filling it out, and I think that next year is when they're really going to go out and get a guy or two on offense and defense and really make that push. I think that's what their
that would be
plan
smart.
Is right now. I think that's what I think they really saw that opportunity to reset. I think, and it's really tough always.
Like own it though.
Moving on from a guy like Crosby, but I think it works out as well. I think
Crosby have a ton of
Crosby
money
wants
too.
to win. Yes, he wanted to be a Raider and loyal. I am always for the loyalty, but at the same time, if the dude wants to win that bad and the Raiders are just committed to basically not winning for the next 2 years, I don't think you want to waste that, especially when you're paying him that much money. So trade into a team that you know is going to take care of him, one that you're going to curate a deal specifically to get him there. Brady didn't want to send Max Crosby to the Patriots.
I saw that.
Very interesting there. So I think the Bills were in that group, but going to a team like the Ravens, an organization like that, I think the Raiders were comfortable with that. Maybe going to him, making sure that he's good with that, making sure it's a team that he wants to go to win, and they're in a position to win too. So that's a scary for the AFC in general. Keeping him in the AFC, I was hoping he would shift over to your side in the NFC, but
No, I'm happy. You can keep him over there.
But overall, I like what the Raiders are doing.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing.
Next guy up, we have Caden Mays going to the Lions. He was formerly on the Panthers. It's good for the O-line for Detroit. But we'll move on to Kobe Bryant. Not that Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, the safety,
May he
obviously,
rest in peace.
for the Seattle Seahawks. Super Bowl champions going to the least favorite franchise in the NFL, the Chicago Bears. And I think this is a great move for the Chicago Bears.
Another good defensive move for the Bears, bolstering that already really tough defense.
Yeah.
The Bears are going to be a force
They're
next year.
going to be scary.
They had a really good young team.
Yeah, I agree. And then, like you said, they're bolstering on that defense. They know their division. They know who's in their division. They know how to. And I don't like giving them props at all, but I think the biggest thing with the Bears is they're learning, and they're like between Detroit, Green Bay, and even if 9 becomes who 9 should be, they know that they have a lot of great depth in all 3 of these offenses that they have to stop. So it's a good move for the Bears. Next name up, we have Alontae Taylor signing to the Tennessee Titans. Another move for the Titans, and this is a big one.
Yeah, I mean the Titans have been making a lot of moves. I don't think this can make them worse in any fashion.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's a good move.
We have Kwity Paye going to the Raiders as well. Like we were just talking about the Raiders making some big moves.
Yeah.
Then we have Jalen Watson going to the Rams, helping out on that secondary as well.
Sneaky move here for the Rams. I think they wanted to retool that secondary. I think that was the weakest part of their team.
I think
last
so too.
year.
Yeah.
And I like that they noticed that and that they're going out and getting. I love the Rams' aggressiveness and their team building style. I like everything that what they do, and everything that McVay does with that team.
They have a full send kind of lifestyle there.
It's not even a full send mentality. It's just we want to win, and this is the way how, and nobody else is doing it.
And nobody else will do it either.
It's like, yeah, the 30-something pick is going to be very valuable, but if you can go out and get a guy like McDuffie for
it's already proven.
He's a better value than the 30th best player that you're going to be drafting anyway. You can take that, I don't know.
Well, especially
take that risk, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think to the point of the Rams, you know your window, and your window's now. And you know your window's not in 4 years when this guy's going to be developed. So they're going to want a guy who is developed for when Matt Ryan's ready to call it quits. They're going to be like, yep, we tried everything we could to get him more rings. Next name up, we have Isaac Samalo going to the Cardinals as well. We have a guard going from AFC to NFC. I think this is a great signing for whoever their quarterback will be.
Yeah, it's presumably going to be Jacoby Brissett, but that's still obviously up in the air. Kyler going to be on the move. We don't know where he's going to be.
He's still available.
He is still available. Some teams bouncing around. At the end, I'll go through the available free agents that are still out there. But for now, I think that's a good move for the Cardinals. Getting in front of Tyler Algier. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
We have Brian Cook going to the Bengals from the Chiefs on a 3-year, $40.25 million deal.
I like it.
It's a good move for the Bengals, doing something on defense.
I like it.
And then we have coming up Romeo Doubs, my guy, going from the Packers off to another P team, the Patriots. Get in the bag. 4 years, $70 million. You know, I saw this, and I'm like, okay, I can go to bed at rest happily because we will not be paying that contract. I'm not talking down on Romeo. I'm just saying Romeo's not worth number one receiver money, and that's exactly what he got, and that's exactly what we weren't going to pay him. He's a dog. I love him. I know he's going to succeed in that offense. Drake's just going to throw it up, and he's going to come down with it. I hope he's a Hall of Famer, but we cannot pay that for what he is right now. And congrats, Romeo. That's well-deserved. And he's good in the cold. He's going to keep that going, and I hope that him and Drake May are the best duo other than Jordan Love and whoever I'm going to say Tucker Kraft. They could be the second best duo, but I hope the first best is my guys.
I don't really have much to add. I think it's just better that the Packers didn't give him that contract, and I think it's good for the Pats going out and getting that Diggs replacement, if that's what you want to call him.
I don't even know
but
if you call him that.
Just another pass catcher that can go out there because they've lost a few receivers. So
yeah,
I think that'll be important. I think it's a good move.
A move I loved was Zion Johnson going to the Browns. I mean, hey, just get him out of the North. Boom, into the other North. That's how I like that move.
There you go. How many we have left?
Not too many.
Okay. I was wondering.
We're at rank 22.
Okay.
And I don't think
Here we go.
too many guys. So we're ramping it up. John Franklin Myers going to the Titans. Titans are getting active. I think this is a great move, especially on their defense.
Bolstering that defense. I like that. Making them younger. It's a guy that, the hype, he's been underwhelming.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. He's been underwhelming, and I think that the Titans are a team that can bring him back up to the level of where his hype was before the draft. Maybe.
Because maybe he can just
coming
get
out
his
of Penn
reps
State,
in.
he was a guy that I wanted for the Bills, but we ended up getting, pretty sure it was Rousseau that year, or Epineza. It was one of those years that we got another edge. So I was rooting for him, but maybe I'll root for him again in Tennessee to revamp his, I'm not going to say it's bad career so far, but just not where it's supposed to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Next name up, I found this one as a big shock. Travis Etienne going to the Saints for 4 years. 4 years, $52 million.
He's going home. He's going home. He's from Louisiana.
They said that he wanted to be close.
Moves like this. And then also with this move, it creates a little bit of speculation. It creates a little bit of news, a little bit of rumors around Saints running back Alvin Kamara. Will he be on the move? Now, is he available, or are they going to be running a two-headed monster in the backfield here? Because Etienne,
he's a star.
I think people forget how good. I think when he's healthy, he's a top 15 running back.
I agree.
The league.
I think that's that's a great take. Great take.
I think no, top 16. I'll give him a top half running back in the league. Maybe you could argue top 12. Maybe.
It's up for debate.
It's up for debate. But I think top 15, no question.
I think he proved it this year specifically.
And I
he earned that
contract.
contract.
I think he earned that this year. That depth diminished quickly in Baltimore, in Jacksonville with those running backs, and I think he handled that well. Usually he's the guy that goes down for that team, but he stayed through it this year.
He did.
Helped that team get to the South Championship and get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good move going back home for him and helping out that Saints team that's looking to maybe rebound when maybe you thought that Olave might be on the move. I think he's locked in there now. After Shaheed's been, gone.
And he just extended in Seattle,
with
too.
the Seahawks now. And I think now, it does raise questions for Kamara's future in New Orleans.
Definitely does. I'm just wondering where they're going to, because they're kind of going with like a retool right now. I'm just curious where else they put their money in for the rest of the free agency period. Next name up, we have Wan'Dale Robinson going to the Tennessee Titans.
This is such a Titans move.
That's a lot of money for Wan'Dale Robinson.
It feels like Tyler Lockett signing there. It feels, like all these different guys that have signed. Julio, I know they were good then, but it just feels kind of like that kind of signing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think Wan'Dale's really good, and I think this is actually a really good move for them. But
it's not $78 million.
But I will say this: I think that the Titans are gonna get a little bit of a better rep now because hopefully their uniforms are going to be a little bit better. So when you go to the team, you might not be in these crusty uniforms that look terrible every week.
Yeah.
So the rumors around their uniforms sound good right now, and maybe we'll include that in a future episode that'll be coming up. But I think overall for now, I think that Robinson going there, it's going to give just another target.
Cam Ward's going to have his options now. Speaking about another target. The Giants made their own move. They got Isaiah Likely. I love this move for them. 3 years for $40 million. I think that's a great signing. And Likely's only 26. And you know who Dart loves? He loves his tight ends. I think this is a great move for the New York Giants. Speaking about tight ends, we're going to go right on to Cade Otton re-signing back with Tampa.
Love this move.
Love this move as well.
Love this move. I love that Tampa was able to retain him. I'm a big Cade Otton fan.
I am too. He doesn't wear gloves. I'm big on that.
He's so reliable, dude. And that's the best part.
That's the best part.
He's so reliable, and he's an old school type of guy.
Yep.
I think he fits Tampa so well. I'm sure that him and Baker have a great connection, and it's good for them to retain somebody else in that offense because that could have been a big loss, two losses for them if they lost him as well as the other guy that we're going to touch on, the big name.
Two more guys.
Yeah, that we will talk about in just a few players probably.
So next name up, we have Jamel Dean going to the Steelers, and this was a big contract, 3 years, $36.75 million. I think it's a big one, especially because Steelers, their identity is defense. Try to get back on the defense. But next name up, we were just mentioning him just a guy ago, Mike Evans. His 10-year is done in Tampa. He picked up and he's moving to Santa Clara, California to go play for the San Francisco 49ers. Charlie, what do you think about this one?
I mean, the dude, I've always said it, one of the most consistent, underrated receivers of all time.
I 100% agree.
Before this season, longest streak of 1,000-yard, tied for it at least.
Tied for it with Jerry.
1,000-yard seasons in the NFL. You're tied with Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice. Come on. And now he's going to play for the team that Jerry Rice donned the uniform for. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I'm not sure what Mike Evans' childhood team was, but it might have been the Niners. Maybe that's a reason for it. I think it's a great move for the Niners. Going to get a guy he's been there before. He's a Super Bowl champion.
He is a Super Bowl champion, yeah.
And I think now with Kittle going to be out for a little bit of time.
A little bit, yeah.
And Pearsall is not always the healthiest. Ayuk is probably going to be gone.
Yeah, we don't know about him.
So going and getting a guy that is the most consistent guy that you can possibly get, I think it's a good move.
I think so, too.
I don't think you can go wrong for one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league, Brock Purdy. I think it's gonna be a good fit.
And then Brock Purdy wears number 13, so we'll probably see Mike Evans in a number 3 jersey.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be interesting for sure.
C.J. Beathard wore number 3, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no way.
Or 5.
I don't remember. But we'll get into one of your guys now. David Edwards going to the New Orleans Saints.
Shout out to C.J. Beathard, but also shout out to David Edwards. I mean, you did some great work when you were here. I wish we were able to get you back, but good for Tyler Shaw going to get another guy up front. And I think New Orleans is really building something here. I wish we were able to get him back, but I'm glad we were able to re-sign. And I'll just jump the gun right here.
Yeah.
We were able to get back Connor McGovern.
Yeah.
What a re-signing for us. He's a great center. He's going to be. I'm sure him and Josh they do have a great relationship.
They definitely do.
Just continue that. You can't keep everybody on the O-line, but keeping those pillars of the O-line, keeping Dion for as long as we have, and now locking down McGovern and keeping Brown on that outside. Now it's just the guards we really got to figure out. Well, McGovern can't slide to the guard too. So it's really just figuring out the 2 out of the 3 in the middle, which we still have some guys here. We still have Alec Anderson. We still have some other VPG. We still have some pieces on that line that are still in place. So I like retaining him, but back to Edwards, I wish we were able to retain him, but good for him getting a bag with New Orleans.
Yeah. And then we have another offensive lineman signing, Elijah Vera Tucker going to New England Patriots. He just sat out this year because he had I think torn triceps or biceps, one of the things. A good signing for New England, trying to help out Drake May, which we saw in that Super Bowl be absolutely just pummeled the whole time. So they're trying to help him out. Next name up, we have Boy Mafe going to the Cincinnati Bengals. Another guy to improve on that defense, which is always good. Then we have my guy. Okay, he got my guy, Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP. Kenneth Walker, Michigan State alum. Kenneth Walker going to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is a fantastic signing for the Kansas City Chiefs, especially because Pacheco just left, got signed by Detroit, which he wasn't on this list because I think it didn't get updated. Kenneth Walker. That's a great signing.
It's despicable.
And it's horrible.
It's despicable.
But it's a great signing.
And it's like, it makes me sick. Honestly, it makes me sick. It's like you look at that team on paper, and you got Mahomes in a year that was lost, which didn't really matter.
That's true.
Really didn't matter.
No,
because an NFC team won. Honestly, is what I view that
as.
And then you get K9, Super Bowl MVP back there, Worthy, Rashee Rice, and you just announced that you're bringing back Travis Kelce.
Yeah, for another year.
I mean, is that not I don't know, man. It makes me sick. It makes me absolutely sick. And to this point, I just want to point this out. So there was this theory that it's not really a theory, but it's kind of just sports repeat themselves. There's patterns that happen. Things happen in sports. Stats are kept. You know what I mean? So there's things that happen. Certain points in certain seasons of sports are viewed as, in my mind, and as a lot of people's minds, as, quote, filler seasons, okay? The best example of my mind in this is the 2023 MLB season, okay? So in this season, there was things that happened like the Miami Marlins made the playoffs, okay? The Texas Rangers won the World Series.
Oh, yeah. It was
the Diamondbacks won the NL, okay? It's not even just down to that. Like, there was little, like, the Marlins making the playoffs, like, one of those weird things. Like, guys won awards that maybe shouldn't have won that year. It was a filler season in my mind because it just adds to the record books of some of these random teams that don't always get, you know, the Dodgers have been dominating the last few years. That's always going to be adding to them. But, you know, not everything's going to be added to a championship for the reign. You know what I mean? So, like, things like that. I think the NFL was similar in this season. I think very similar. I think this is going to be the only year the Chiefs missed the playoffs in however long. I think it's going to be maybe the only season the Broncos are that good. Yeah. Maybe it's the only year that the Seahawks are that good. I think there's certain things, maybe, you know, Matt Stafford winning MVP, Drake May being in the I think it's a filler season in a way where there were certain things that happened. The Patriots make it to the Super Bowl. Like, know what I mean?
Definitely. I definitely get what you're saying.
There's certain players emerge that don't normally, and then they get these contracts. Like, there's certain things that happen. I think there's, quote, filler seasons that are going to be more forgotten in past seasons. I think this is one of them, unfortunately. I think people are going to remember the Eagles winning the Super Bowl before this season. I think they're going to remember the team that, maybe the Chiefs, if they win it next year, that wins it after this year. And then they'll be like, who won? Maybe because of Super Bowl 60 they won't, but maybe who won Super Bowl 60? You know, maybe that's going to be the question. I think that's kind of where I was leading with that. So what do you think about that? Is that
I think it's a fair take. I think it's definitely a fair take.
I think it's interesting just to kind of view that as a thing because certain things happen. I mean, you know, that need to be noted. I think like certain like teams just make the playoffs. They don't just happen. You know what I'm saying? So like you look back in the record books, you're like, yeah, the Marlins made the playoffs back in 23 for the last time. But it's like you don't remember them playing in the playoffs. It's like, but they did. It's like, oh yeah, the Diamondbacks won the NL in the 2023 season, but it's like, oh, they made it to the World Series. You know what I mean? It's like you don't remember that type of stuff. So I think about that with Vegas winning the Cup that year. That's how I view that season. Okay. So it's like that. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Next up we have
back to the free agents.
We have another edge rusher. We have Owe going to the Commanders. I think this is a big signing for the Commanders, trying to get back to where they were just like a year ago. Devin Lloyd going to the Panthers, have some linebacker help in Carolina.
I love this. I love this move. 4-year deal for Devin Lloyd, only getting that defense better and that team better. They're going to be scary in the NFC South next year. Them and the Bucs. Yeah, that whole division is going to be very interesting next year.
I think it will be too. Definitely, for sure. We have Alec Pierce next. He had some competing offers. Stays home. That's big, especially because he is the true number one receiver of that team now.
Yeah, this is the first domino to fall for that team. I think they were really trying to feel out what was going to happen. And I think that with this signing, you know, Alec Pierce re-signing, as you said, got some other offers from the Patriots, the Niners, I heard. And the Colts ended up getting him back on a 4-year deal. And I think that was the domino to fall with Michael Pittman.
It definitely
getting traded to the Steelers. They didn't have the money or, you know, the resources to keep him around. And they didn't want to really spread the ball around to him probably at that point with paying Pierce that much. So traded him to the Steelers really for not anything. They got a 6th-round pick. They gave a 7th-round pick to the Steelers as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's an amazing move for Pittsburgh.
Oh, great
to go get that number 2 next to DK with that new running back, Rico Dowdle, in the backfield,
too. We just don't know who's going to be the quarterback.
We don't know who the QB is going to be.
But Mike McCarthy can help anybody really kind of succeed
and I saw today a rumor that if Rodgers doesn't come back, the, quote, fallback option will be Kirk Cousins.
That could work.
And it could work. In my mind, scrap it all, go get Kyler.
Ooh.
Scrap it all, go get Kyler. Okay. I don't care. Give him a new shot. The dude is the number 1 pick for I mean, remember the rant that he had?
Yeah, I do.
49-0 in high school. College player of the year, Heisman.
Yeah.
Heisman. Dude, whatever, national champ, whatever he was. First overall pick. He doesn't like to boast. I think he should boast. I think he should go play for one of the most storied franchises in the NFL.
Yeah.
The team that beat the Arizona Cardinals in that one Super Bowl that they made. Filler season, by the way. And I think that Kyler should be their quarterback. I don't think they should be waiting on a player to make his decision when he might just say, I'm not coming back.
He has all the... Well, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make all these moves, so they're like, hey, like we got you Pittman, too. We got you Gainwell.
Yeah, but
or not Gainwell.
what if
Sorry,
it's
they
still
Dowdle.
I don't want to come back after the draft even.
Yeah, no,
you
that's
can't even draft it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
They're in a
that
bad
just
spot.
would make me mad. I think as an organization, I'd say I'm not waiting for you.
Yeah.
We don't have many ties to you, Aaron Rodgers. We're not the Green Bay Packers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. That's how I would do it. Maybe that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're gonna move on. We have let's see here. We have 3 more guys on this list.
All right.
We have first one up, Tyler Linderbaum, going to the Raiders, trying to help out Mendoza.
Huge domino to fall. They know that they got to protect that guy.
Yeah.
Mendoza coming in, and I think that Linderbaum, highest paid center in the league.
Yep.
By a wide
Deserves
margin
it.
now. And he's been the best center in the league probably at least the last year.
Yeah.
Protecting Lamar, and I think he's going to be protecting Mendoza just as well. And shout out to the Raiders for going out and making these moves.
Next team up is the Panthers signing Jalen Phillips. This is a massive contract.
Him and Devin Lloyd on the edge are going to be great if Phillips can stay healthy. He's had some, Achilles ACL issues the last few years. Really tough injuries to come back from, but I think Carolina, once again, just building up that defense and expanding that team from 9-8 last year, coming back in that playoff game and losing barely to the Rams in that game. It took a crazy catch from Tyler Higbee to win that game. They were up at the end as well.
I thought it was Parkinson that had the catch.
Parkinson, sorry. Parkinson to make the catch. But I think they can only build from last year, and I think that those guys are only going to help them.
No, yeah, I think the Panthers are really the team to look out for in the South. As of right now, they would be my way too early pick.
They'd be my pick as well. Yeah.
And then on this list, last but not least, my guy, my absolute guy, my literal guy, Malik Willis, going down to a familiar coaching staff and front office and the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
I love this signing. I love it for him.
I didn't see it coming, and I should have. It's one of those moves.
Yeah,
with Hafley being, it's just
Hafley
and
Ed Sullivan.
Makes sense. I like it. I don't like that he's in our division.
I truly do believe he is a stud.
Am I really scared of a Malik Willis led Dolphins team? No,
I wouldn't
because
be
who do
either.
they have besides they have
Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, they still got some guys, but that's really it.
Tyreek.
That's really it. Yeah, Tyreek is.
They gotta go get a guy who can get like a jump ball. Like maybe they should have gone out and got like a Mike Evans or maybe a Romeo Dobbs too to make it like a familiar area. I don't know.
Or an AJ Brown would have been maybe.
They still can. They still can get that though.
While we're talking about some available guys, if you're done.
That's it. I just love that Malik Willis got the bag because he deserved it and carried the Packers for all those games that Jordan Love was out.
I'll just run through quickly some guys who are still available out there.
Yeah.
And maybe some guys who've been traded if we haven't talked about them yet.
Yeah, for
Geno
sure.
Smith got traded from the Raiders to the Jets. I just want to talk about that real quick. This is the order that they have on here.
Yeah, go for it.
Tyreek is still available from the Dolphins. We just mentioned that.
He's gonna be out probably most of the year though, right?
Yeah, but still another. I mean, maybe he won't get signed now, but you never know.
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson, he's been in talks with some teams, including the Bills as one of the teams. I thought we signed him for a second. Instead we reached out to him, not reached a deal. So I kind of jumped the gun there.
That would have been really cool though.
That would have been cool, but it's still a possibility, and I like that we reached out to him at least.
Yeah.
And Trey Hendrickson probably moving on from the Bengals. If I really had to, that's the lock of the free agencies that Trey Hendrickson will not be playing for Cincinnati next year.
Yeah.
But interested to see where he goes. Deebo Samuel, he's still out there. Interested. Some team could definitely use his services. He's still a useful player.
Yeah.
If you use him right. Taylor Decker, left tackle for the Lions.
Yeah, that's big.
He's still out there. Jawan Taylor is still out there from the Chiefs.
Another lineman.
Marshawn Lattimore. Trayvon Diggs. Christian Kirk. Still out there. Joel Bitonio. Jonah Williams. Wyatt Teller. Hassan Reddick. David Njoku. Darnell Mooney. Joey Bosa. Jonnu Smith. Rob Havenstein. Russell Wilson. Harrison Smith. Leonard Floyd. There's some names out here. Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Tutu Atwell. Dallas Goedert. Joe Mixon. Oh, not Joe Mixon. Levante David. Kevin Zeitler. Jack Conklin. Bobby Wagner. Ryan Kelly. Tyler Higbee. Curtis Samuel. Daquan Jones. There's some guys still out there, man.
100%.
D'Amico Autry. Wow, the list just goes on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some spots to be filled on some teams. There's
definitely
good, still underrated players still out there that could be signed. I wouldn't mind the Bills to go out and get another defensive guy.
Yeah.
I think our wide receivers are kind of stuck now. I don't think we're going to be doing much in the wide receiver room. Maybe we draft a guy. But it's really, if we do draft a guy, and especially early, that just means that Keon's done, basically.
Yeah, no, definitely.
If not, I think they're giving Keon another shot. I
Actually,
think they should.
When you guys traded for DJ, I like immediately thought that he was gone. Before
Keon?
I read the
Oh, you thought that we traded Keon in the deal?
I thought he was gonna be like packaged with a second round or something like that. I thought that was gonna be the initial.
No, I could have seen that. I would have been fine with a Keon and like a 4th round pick.
Probably third. Probably would have been Keon in the third. If you guys got rid of a second, probably would have been Keon in the third.
I don't love that though, because I still think a good player's in there somewhere for Keon. I really do.
Maybe you'll see it this year.
I think the dude gets a bad rap. I really do. I think that the press conference only just worsened what people really like.
And he got it from Macy's, man. He got it from Macy's.
You did get it from Macy's. You got anything to add? You got any anything here?
Mike Gutekunst. Sorry, Brian, sorry. Brian Gutekunst, if you're listening, pick up the phone and don't call me. Call the teams and players and shop around and go do something, man. This is the same thing every single year. We do nothing, and on day 3 we get a couple guys, and one of those guys last year was Nate Hobbs, and we released him yesterday. So, Brian, if you're listening, pick up the phone. Go do something for the Packer Nation. Come on now.
I just wanted to point out the short list of QBs that will be free agents next year.
Ooh,
It
yeah.
includes Deshaun Watson, Matt Stafford, Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, Justin Fields, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Anthony Richardson.
Oof.
Some interesting names on that list that some people still have a lot. It's a lot of hope.
There's a lot of hope in the list.
A lot of hope on that list.
Yeah.
Faith. Yes, and a lot of faith.
Oh, actually, fun fact too. Now that we got rid of Rashawn Gary, Jordan Love is the longest tenured Packer right now. Just your fun fact for the day.
And sorry to pivot here again, but the wide receivers might be even better. Starting at the bottom of this list, Chris Olave next year, Drake London, Christian Watson, Devontae Adams, Michael Pittman, and George Pickens.
Wow. Oh yeah, because they only have the tag on Pickens right now.
Wide receiver. Maybe the Bills are targeting one of those guys next year.
Maybe
that's the thought. I wouldn't mind. In also look out for those guys' names, and we will touch upon it at the trade deadline.
We will
as well. If one of those teams, if the Saints aren't in a position to make a run again, maybe somehow if I'm sorry, I didn't read far enough down the list because I see a JSN down there.
Wow.
I see a Zay Flowers. I see a Jaden Reed. I see a Rasheed Rice.
Wow.
I didn't look far enough. I see a Josh Downs. I see some underrated guy, Quez Watkins. Wow, I did not scroll far enough. Nearly Jordan Addison on the list. Traylon Burks. Some guys. I'm excited for that next year. But for this class, we still got some guys out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And yeah,
let's see how the rest of it pans out.
Yeah, let's see how it pans out. Thank you guys for sticking with us. As always, follow us on our Instagram.
Out of Bounds Podcast with a dot between every single word.
Yes, it is Gavin. Stay tuned for everything that we got going on. Transfer portals around the corner for college basketball. We will have March Madness episode coming next week, potentially with a special guest. Stay tuned for that.
Selection Sunday this Sunday. Enjoy. Get your popcorn, get your beverages, and enjoy.
Love it. Stay tuned for more free agency, WBC going on this week, some NHL going on, NBA. The sports are back.
Yeah.
College basketball in full swing, conference tournaments. Best time of the year. The weather's hopefully getting nicer. Let's have a day.
Have a day.